Barbara, how are you doing? Barbara, can you hear me?
Hi,
Barbara, how are you doing?
I'm okay, and you?
I'm on vacation this week, so I'm doing well.
Good for you.
As a matter of fact, I'm looking at the window and I can see the Gulf of Mexico.
Wow.
If you ever make it to the United States, I highly encourage you to come visit. It's a beautiful place.
I'd love to visit. In fact, it's one of my dreams, my major dreams.
Yeah, I'm down in South Florida is where I am. Little town called Siesta Key. Well, let's go ahead and get started because it's going to be my dinner time soon and your bedtime soon. So I appreciate you being flexible on the meeting time this week. I hope you got that stuff done you needed to. Um, our
Yeah,
assignment this week was about an anticipatory breach.
yeah.
Were you able to find a good one?
No, I found it. I couldn't find any article on the Wall Street Journal.
I looked for about an hour and finally did find one. Um, this was from about a month ago. There's a company called Sun Edison, and they agreed to buy a company called Vivint Solar for about $2.2 billion. Not that the money is important. Um, as the companies were working through the details of the merger, there were some issues reported about Edison's finances and their ability to actually be able to buy Vivint. And I don't know how much you've studied acquisitions. I'm a financial planner, so I see this stuff happen all the time. Um, and what will happen is the company that's getting bought, stock price will shoot way up high, and if the deal doesn't go through, then the stock price falls back down. Well, because of Sun Edison's issues with their finances, people didn't think that the merger was going to be able to go through, and Vivint stock tanked back down, and Vivint filed a lawsuit against Sun Edison claiming $1 billion in damage. Um, you know, Sun Edison had not called off the merger yet, so that's why I think this would be called an anticipatory breach. Vivint, just based on their own research, didn't think Sun Edison was going to be able to pull it off, so that's why they filed their lawsuit. On a side note, though, what's kind of interesting is although Vivint filed the lawsuit, Sun Edison got the upper hand because they filed for bankruptcy, which put a halt to Vivint's lawsuit. And this is probably going to say all this just happened a month ago. This is the kind of thing that can take years to play out to know exactly who owes what and how much money they owe them. But that was, say, I spent an hour looking, and I read the Wall Street Journal every day. And it took me forever to find something on that. So that's the best example I could find.
Okay, then use your example then.
Okay. Now the tricky part, we got to
Yeah.
come up with our 3 questions. And give me just a second. You did the project last week, so I'll do it this week. That just seems fair. I got to get my pen and paper to write down our questions, though. Okay. So,
So,
any thoughts on our 3 false questions?
uh, one it's supposed to be one question and three false answers, and one correct answer.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry, I said that wrong.
Yeah. So, mm, do we stick to your example, or should we come up with a new one? Say like our own example.
Yeah, I don't know if mine is the best example. It's the best thing that I could find. Like I said, I spent an hour reading through trying to find something. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's a good example because Vivint filed a lawsuit against SunEdison, even though the merger had not yet been called off. So I think they were anticipating it was going to get called off, and that's why they filed it. So I think it's a good example.
Okay. Then we use it.
All right. So now we have to come up with a question and 3 false answers.
Yes.
The only question that comes to mind for me is, was Vivint correct in filing an anticipatory breach lawsuit? Your thoughts?
Well, I wish I could see the whole story. I'm finding it difficult to
Well, tell you
go
what,
along.
if you will give me a second here, let me find the article
Okay.
and I can email it to you. In fact, I should have done that ahead of time. I apologize. I didn't think of that.
Well, that's okay.
This is interesting. There's an updated thing that the judge actually um, rejected Vivint's lawsuit. All right, let me get this email over to you. Give me just a second. All right, let's see how long it takes an email to go halfway around the planet.
Okay. I received it.
All right. And I'm reading the article now. This actually is, like I said, this is an updated article, different from the one that I initially read. So I'm reading this for the first time too.
Okay, so I'm done reading.
Well, if we use the question, was Vivint correct in filing an anticipatory breach lawsuit? I can think of two incorrect answers. Um, we could say no, the whole point, and then the reason that that's incorrect is the whole point of an anticipatory breach lawsuit is to try to prevent something that happens, or when we know something is going to happen that's not supposed to happen.
Mhm.
My second, was Vivint correct in filing? We could say no, and the reason that would be incorrect would be, oh shoot, was it Sun? I forget the other company, Sun something or other. Sun Edison. There we go.
Yeah.
SunEdison had not yet reached the contract because their financing had not yet been denied. Obviously, that, once again, the whole point of the anticipatory is anticipating something that's probably going to happen or not going to happen.
Hmm. But then, in the book, it says that when a breach appears probable but is not certain, the innocent party should demand assurance from the other party that a contract will be performed. And so they have a right to sue them.
I'm sorry, what was that last thing you said?
I'm saying when a in the book, in a textbook, it says under the discharge by anticipatory breach, it says that when a breach appears probable but is not certain, the innocent party should demand assurance from the other party that a contract will be performed. So could they suing them be a way to demand for an assurance that they're really going to buy the company from them?
Well, that's a good question. Are you and I don't know the answer. I'm gonna ask you the question. But what exactly determines asking for assurance? You would think it would be Vivint sending a nice long letter, very sternly worded letter to SunEdison saying, "Hey, here's all our concerns. Ease these concerns of ours." Maybe they don't have to do that. I would think that would be the, I don't know if courteous is the right way to phrase it, but um, I know as for my own company, as we've bought a few other smaller places, uh, when we've had questions, we've gone to these places and asked them for information. Sometimes it's taken us 2 or 3 times to get the information that we wanted, but we never, I guess maybe unlucky, and had to get to the point that we actually did have to sue them.
Hmm. Well, but what if, since it's anticipatory, it could happen that the contract will indeed be breached, and so then they will have to, um, they will have to compensate them for damages.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, how about I get all this stuff typed up, and then I can email it to you for your review. And then if you don't like how I've worded something and want to change that, just let me know. Um,
Okay.
because you did the one last week, so it's only fair that I do this week's. Um, and then let's see if I know you're actually probably getting ready to head to bed soon. So if I did this tomorrow morning, that means you'd have it about lunchtime. That would give you all for most of the day tomorrow to review that, because it's due, I think, at what, midnight Mountain Time, which is 2 in the morning my time, which would be what, 6 o'clock Saturday morning for you, I think.
It's it's due on Friday. It's due tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it's midnight tomorrow, if I recall correctly, isn't it? Midnight Mountain Time.
Let me verify that.
I mean, I know it's due tomorrow. I just forget exactly what time.
I think it's 5:59 here. Just let me check.
Okay.
5:59 here.
5:59 a.m. Saturday morning for you.
Friday morning.
Okay, so if I got this to you by about your lunchtime tomorrow, that would give you all day tomorrow to look that over and email me back if you like what we have on there.
It means our assignment is going to be late.
Hang on, I'm sorry. Give me just 1 second here. Here we go. Yeah, so it's due. Oh, due Friday. Oh, so it's actually due tonight. I was thinking it was due tomorrow night.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to be up late doing some other assignments in some other classes. So if you can send it to me.
I'll tell you what, I will work on it right
Tomorrow.
now. I will work on it right now, and I will have this. My goal is to have this to you in the next 20 or 30 minutes. Does that sound okay?
Right.
All right. Barbara, I appreciate your time. I'll get working on this right now. Have a great evening. Don't stay up too late.
You too. Oh.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. I'm trying to go to bed. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.